Hey, my name is Hayden James. This is Crooked Colours.
My name's Jack River.
I'm Danny.
And my name's Mick.
And we're Dune Rats.
It's Pacific Avenue here.
I'm Sycco.
I'm Kobie Dee.
I'm Budjerah.
We are Client Liaison.
I'm Mallrat.
I'm Illy.
This is What's So Not, and we are here at This That.
And I'm very happy to be here at This That 2022.
Chatting to Milky.
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 Keep feeding the rhythm.
This That finally here. It's been rescheduled a few times. The rain almost took it out as well. Just how stoked are you to be back performing live?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, so many people just started getting shows back, and then all these floods came in. Very
So
grateful
hectic.
it's held up. It's nice. It's been, for me, 2 months. I got 2 New Year's ones in. That was it. And then the season seemed to be done until March.
It's
Go for
fucking
it.
great.
I could have gone another year. But I couldn't afford it. So we're clocking back in. And
It is. That is good. We
Love
haven't
it.
seen a lot of these mates for a while, so
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
good to see them.
It's so exciting, and I feel like this is the first familiar feeling festival where there's a lot of old friends here, and I don't know, this just feels very exciting to be back in Newcastle and playing late at night when it's going to be dark, and our show will look good, and playing new music, and there's a lot to be excited about.
Super stoked to finally be here. It was so sick being at Sandstone Point as well, which was awesome.
Can't explain it, especially having like so much time off. Like, as artists, this is the best part of being an artist is performing live. So to have that kind of stop for so long and then to be back in, like, this is my second festival now. So it's like, just loving it. And just the energy, like, that was here tonight, it's hectic.
I'm super duper excited. It feels like I have a job and a life again. And it was really not dark, but just a confusing time.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's just so special to like see the songs come alive again, because Spotify numbers and stuff doesn't make you feel anything.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that makes you feel something.
Man, I mean, it's amazing. This is actually my first show of the year.
Yeah.
So we've had I think half a dozen have been cancelled or postponed. So yeah, I'm just getting on site. We got on site about half an hour ago, and just seeing everyone here. The stage is pumping. There's rides going.
Yeah,
everyone's
so
backstage. It's like
it's back.
This feels nice. Amazing.
It's been like 2 years. There's been a couple of bits and pieces throughout it, but it's like I feel that we're really back, and it's so exciting. And it's just I feel so excited for the people that are out there that have for this that it's like specifically as well. It's just like been 2 or 3 or 4 times we've tried to do this.
Yeah,
and,
it's been
thanks
crazy.
to the people that have put this together and been through the hardships. So it's great to play this.
Yeah. And so how have you gone about crafting a set after 2 years of little to no music?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like kind of takes me back to when I first started playing and first started writing music, first started DJing. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what do people like? Like a lot of these kids, these kids have never been to a show, never been to a festival.
I know, it's their first.
Yeah, so there's I think, a lot of pressure there.
Yeah,
But, I feel really good, and it's just so good to be on stage. And when you walk on that stage, just like, fuck yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Love it. And, also making that in-person connection with your audience.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I
spent
spent the last 2 years in my studio writing music for moments like this. So yeah, it feels really good to be back. Yeah.
How did it feel getting back out there on stage in front of an audience with This That?
Today was really special.
Yeah.
The sun shone for the first time in a long time here, The ground's still wet, but the people were so keen, and then the sun just parted, and we played a song called Heaven at the start, and just from there it was just banging.
And so what are you bringing to your set tonight so that people are, remember it till they're 108 years old?
Yeah, we're bringing new songs. We're bringing a couple of new ones for the first time. Really, we've just rehearsed and tightened up. We've always been pretty good live.
Yeah.
We've really missed playing live, so yeah, it's kind of just brought home how important it is for me and the band I play with. And we're just going to bring the fucking energy, man.
Yeah.
That's really it, yeah.
A couple new songs, obviously. I think we was saying before, as we were driving in, we'd played it a couple of years ago, and I completely forgot about it. And it was bringing back memories of being back here again. So
We played a lot earlier, so it's nicer to kind of play it later on in the set.
Yeah.
progressing in the right direction with our careers.
Awkwardness. A weird crouch move that I always tend to go to, like a wave. I don't know.
It's hard to dance. I don't really know. I'm not a dancer.
I am not a dancer. Like I was telling someone before that I'm that person in the crowd that doesn't really dance. And whoever I'm with is like, why don't you dance? Are you having fun? And I'm like, I'm having the time of my life. I am just not a dancer. I'm just like, I'm like a bopper.
Yeah, I'm a bopper too. I move my arms a little, but that's as far as it goes. Like, respect to confidence, man.
Yeah, I know.
They kill it.
Well, I just got my band together. We just started doing rehearsals. We're just gonna play hard, you know. Got some cool, like really cool moments, and like we've reworked a few of the songs just to really fit that festival sound, make them real big, and you know, I'm gonna sing like my hardest I've ever sung, and yeah, hopefully that keeps them thinking about it, how we've redone some of the songs.
The first time I saw you play was at the Lansdowne.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say like a year ago.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been more than a year ago. You didn't know that was like quite a tiny venue, just you and guitar.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to see this big band.
Yeah, it's so excited. I've been waiting for ages to get a band, and now we've finally got it together. Yeah.
It's a very similar structure, but there's a few new songs in it.
We're bringing some beers because it gets hot as fuck up there.
And pingers for the audience.
But only a quarter at a time for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quarter ping. So we were thinking of the best Macca's meal the other day, and we thought a quarter pinger and cheese, some green nuggets.
Yeah, quarter pinger meal, green nuggets with a bag of Coke.
How do you guys think like your overall like live stage presence and performance has kind of evolved, obviously, since you guys started, you know, to now?
Well, we used to be super nervous. I think we still get pretty nervous, but it's a good kind of nervous now, as opposed to like just looking at our feet, trying to remember what we have to do nervous. We try to always bring a lot of energy kind of to the set.
I just think it's a confidence thing. I think it's just like the years that we've been doing it. The more you do it, the more you get better at it. And I think as you get, the more vibes you get, energy comes up.
How important is performing live for you in terms of like making that in-person connection with your audience?
Well, it's like, because if I think back to me when I was younger, watching my favorite artists perform live, it's like, it makes them like real. You know? Like, you used to listening to them on Spotify, you watch them on YouTube and stuff like that, and they almost don't seem real.
Exactly, yeah.
And then to see them like right in front. That's why for me, like today, I was jumping in the crowd, I was doing that sort of stuff. That connection with your audience, you know, like I think we definitely need that as artists.
It's so important. Like, I used to go to underage gigs, like any that were available, and the gigs are just amazing. Like, it's just like it's an unmatched feeling, because it's just like this exchange of energy, and everyone's so pumped, and it's awesome.
I think I didn't realize how important it was until
it was gone.
Yeah. And it's also hard to gauge the impact of music until you see people singing it back, and you can see like how they're singing it to you, or how many people connect with certain songs. It's very interesting and very beautiful and special.
For sure, that's so special.
For me, you know, live performance I think is, I would say, the most important part for any artist. You know, it really shows, you know, skill, I think, and somewhat how much someone has really cared about, you know, music as an art and their craft. You know, growing up in church as well, all my family played in the church band, and so it's always been, for me, it's always been about the people. Whatever way I can perform these songs and make these people, you know, feel it just as much as I do, it's really important, I think.
Oh man, I mean, for my career, it's been everything, you know, like touring around the country, elsewhere, but mainly within Australia. Like, how I got started and really got my name out there was just being on road, playing the crowds. Start small and build it up. So like, having this last couple of years without that has been, you really felt it.
Yeah, for sure.
But hopefully it's coming back now, man.
Hopefully.
I mean, it's really good to make a connection with some of them. A lot of them are just, their eyes are rolling in the back of their head, so I don't think you can really, they're only connecting with themselves, really. Yeah.
It's really, really important. Yeah, this job doesn't mean like much to me to just make music for myself. It's like all about making it for other people. Just seeing it come alive and remembering that it's for those people, not for yourself, and not for an industry, and not for like
that's so
the
special.
internet and stuff.
Exactly.
So it's really special, and I just like
that's
love
so sweet.
seeing the people in the crowd sing along.
I
and
love that.
It's really
That's so
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you know, because obviously not only like artists having, you know, throughout the past few years, but also they haven't been to live music. They've been missing that thing that they like, you know, you cling to. Because I mean, I know, I was thinking the other day, I've been to so many like live shows outside of work or whatever, and it's just like the best time. You've been like touring, playing live ages now. How do you think that has kind of impacted your artistry when it comes to like writing and recording music?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's so when I first started writing music, it was like I wasn't thinking too much about what that meant in a live aspect, I guess.
Yeah.
So I was just writing from the heart, that I don't now, but like I definitely like this next album coming out in a month called Lifted is
so excited.
It's definitely I'm pumped. It's like I think it's like just under a month it's coming out now. I've definitely geared that towards like when I was in you know, when we're all in lockdown, like writing like with the idea of like let's explode. Let's go on stage and explode and have so much fun. And like really bring that energy. So it's definitely the most, I mean, my last record with Elderbrook and Cassie and the third single of the album is like, I think a great example of that, of just like how exciting and evolving my sound's gotten, I guess, over the time.
Really important. I think we all started doing this because we loved live music and going to festivals. We used to have a festival down in Perth called Southbound. And I think that was probably the start of us going and seeing big acts and getting really inspired. So it's been a big part of us coming up for sure.
Well, we all test out on the live set. There's also the like, what does the live set need?
Yeah.
Will facilitate what kind of song we write. Because it's like, oh, we need that like super uplifting, everyone come together and hug at the end of the set.
Yeah,
we need
so
that
nice.
chill down moment. And so like, okay, we go and write a song like that. So yeah.
I think it's just a different energy. Like, you can sit there and write songs, or you can be like, I want to write a crescendo that moves people, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a whole different mentality. And I spent a lot of COVID doing that. I want to imagine what this looks like on stage and how the lighting and everything comes into play, and building the sonics accordingly. Whether it's like an arpeggiation, like ripping across like a 303, and then imagining how that might look, all kinds of things like that.
For a long time, I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And then I got a little bit uncomfortable playing so many like slow, sad songs at festivals, and I thought I would like to have a few more high energy songs. So the two most recent singles are kind of a reflection of being excited to play live music again after
so
2 years
awesome.
of not doing it, and trying to write music that will really thrive in that environment.
You don't really know. I thought I could write some songs for live, like but you just don't know which songs are going to land with people, and like every song has its own energy, so it doesn't matter. Like it's really fun when songs are upbeat and stuff, but also some really slow songs can give you an amazing connection with the audience
for
too.
sure.
So yeah, it's just like a lolly bag, really, and like
Love
after
that
2
lolly
years,
bag.
like playing, it's really fun to feel the songs that people have connected to over those 2 years, because I literally have no idea like where they're at, but I have a sense of it now.
You guys have just wrapped up one tour. You've already announced another tour, which is like super hectic. Like, I mean, for as long as I've known about you guys, I think like you guys have pretty much always been touring. Like, I feel like you guys never stop, except for when the pandemic like literally forced you to. But apart from that, so how do you think like all of that kind of experience on the road has influenced your own artistry?
I definitely think it helps in kind of picking up your own live set, and then just like finding out what works with just the audience as well. There might have been a few songs where like, oh, this is really going to work, then you play it live and it's like, oh, it was like kind of cool, but you see what really works.
Entirely. I think we're about 80% that, and then 20% writing songs. We're very much about playing live. We're not really those people that try to pretend like we're actually talented.
We started out testing our songs, playing live, and we playing clubs and house parties, and that's how Client Liaison was really born. It was born playing live, and then the second component was music videos. So it feels like home turf. Like, I feel like we always, not always, but we generally hit it for 6.
Yeah, I was just a bit worried because we had a show like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something, and the people weren't really singing the lyrics, and I was like, oh shit, post-COVID, like, the songs didn't work or whatever. And the last 2 shows, people have actually been singing the lyrics. So I just, for For a quick moment, I thought that, the ground had fallen out from underneath us. But, yeah, today they were all singing, and I'm always looking and how far back, and everyone was... So as long as that's happening, still afloat.
And I mean, you guys kind of bring everything to your set, like lighting, design, costuming, choreography. It's so great. How do you go about crafting an overall experience?
It's a bit of a, it feels like a bit of a traveling circus sometimes, but I guess, it gets good when we nail the music and that gets embedded, and then we can start having fun with the theatre. Some of my favourite things that we've done was when we had a show where we walked off stage and then on the screen came up us in costume that we filmed like a week ago, going into a big cool room, picking up a slab of Fosters and walking out, and then we walked back out from stage with the Fosters. It looked as if we went backstage. It's like little pre-recorded things like that would come into the show, and those little bits of theatre. The other thing I just quickly say about that is if you're a band, there's so many ways you can get one-ups on other people. If you're not Flume and have a Grammy, there's all these a suite of other things that you can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that to just sort of cut through. So probably advice to aspiring musicians out there, live performance. Yeah, if you don't have a Grammy like Flume, just try a bunch of other shit on stage.
I was lucky enough to be at your last Sydney show, and you guys literally put on such a great show. How do you go about crafting your set to make a great overall experience for your audience?
Yeah, we try and make it start to finish a bit more of a show. When I started, it was kind of you'd plan the set just song at a time. Now it's you think of the whole performance as a kind of collective sort of thing. So try and make it a bit of a ride.
It's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll sit there and consider aspects, look at new technologies.
Sick.
I've been working on a show I'm going to do soon, and we've been working on it for 2 years, considering how we take everything that we've created and represent it on stage.
How have you gone about crafting an overall set list, after 2 years of not much?
I mean, I'm lucky that I had a bunch of music that people already knew out beforehand. So for this, we're posing one of the stages. You just have to bring high energy stuff, and the new music I'm working on has a lot of energy to it. So it was kind of the old stuff everyone knows, and then just bring some bangers out, and I think we'll be all right.
I was really lucky. I got to do one of the first back sort of in the world.
Yeah.
In 2020 in November, I quarantined to get into WA, and we had a 10,000 person festival.
Yeah.
And that's when I first sort of noticed it. The whole world had just been in their phones and on their laptops for, 9-10 months. And they were so hungry for something different and new.
Yeah, for sure.
And I started playing a few TikTok edits and stuff, and they weren't really about it. And then I dropped some growling drum and bass, and they were just all up for it. They just wanted things they didn't know, and that was so refreshing.
And so what are your hopes for the live music industry in Australia going forward, now that we are kind of back, hopefully?
My hopes and dreams?
Yeah.
I just hope we get some consistency from the government and how they handle
for sure.
Live music laws and policies and stuff. We've really struggled as an industry, and we've been kind of fucked around by the government for 2 years. So I think we all want really safe shows, but we also need to be supported and seen as the really powerful industry that we are. So I hope we get some consistency and people value.
Well, there's a difference between the pre-COVID and post-COVID festival, and you hope it will go back to that, but change is always good as well. So many parts of a festival. There's so many, the promoters, the people on the ground, the bands, the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's done it tough in different ways. So hopefully we come together and the appetite is there. That's all that counts.
Yeah,
the appetite,
for sure.
I would say.
Yeah.
Look, passing on the cost to the consumer. Just pass it. No, joking.
Or the Australian taxpayer.
I mean, obviously there's a lot to recover from in all industries, but especially live music. But honestly, people push to have more interesting lineups.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm excited to see interesting people being pushed to the forefront.
From this point on, hopefully that once we get back to, something like 2019, we don't then take any steps backwards. I think that's kind of the thing now. It's even if there's small steps forward, They have to be ones that are made, committed to.
Yes.
There's no backtracking.
100%.
You know,
definitely.
that's been the real fucked up thing about the last couple of years has been every bit of progress has been then replaced with steps backwards.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
hopefully that's the end of that.
A lot more festivals, a lot more shows. Yeah, that's all I can say is just a lot more funding, like a lot more, you know, a lot more funding into events like this, like because we need this, we love this.
Exactly, yeah. We totally do. And so you are heading out on tour soon, our regional tour.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to that tour and that performance and set?
A lot of energy,
Yeah.
the same. Like, so we actually go in tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
crazy.
yeah, we leave at like 7 in the morning. This is my first
Yeah.
time on tour too. I'm touring around where my tribe's from, the Gomeroi Nation. I'm gonna meet a lot of family that I haven't met before, so that'll be exciting too. And you know, just sharing that experience with people, and each town is just it's gonna be different. It's gonna be mad.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to Paris. I want to go eat baguettes and macarons and see the Eiffel Tower. I got a lot of for Paris. I've always dreamed of going to Paris, and so I'm like, gonna tick everything off the box.
How do you think, like, you know, performing pre-pandemic to kind of like post-pandemic, how do you think like the energy of audience members have changed? Because I mean, I personally think like people are just so much more like hungry to get out there to see live music, and that when they're actually there, they just like ascending it.
Yeah, 100%. It's exactly like us artists, like, because we haven't done it for so long, we come out and it's just like, just that relief of like, we're back to doing what we love doing. And like, especially like the audience, like, for the crowd, has just been locked inside and hasn't had live, like, everybody here loves live music, you know, everybody loves going to festivals, like, everybody loves just live music. And so to finally get that, it's like, and
so
feel the vibrations
awesome,
of these
special.
speakers, like, and just
literally.
the whole thing. And festivals are just like a whole nother level. I love my festivals. Now be performing at festivals. It's a mad feeling.
Me personally, being on stage, like, again, never took it for granted. It was like, you know, you played so many shows and it was, you know, it's tiring and it's like amazing, but it's like, it sometimes becomes a bit of a job. If you're just touring a lot, I know that, you know, it's hard. It doesn't make sense, but it does. It becomes tiring.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure.
Now with what happened and what people went through, it kind of feels like I'll never take it for granted again. So when I walk on stage, I like give it my all. Not that I didn't before again, but it's like I kind of give it more and just like celebrate it more.
Yeah, because you know it can go just like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
And I
love
think the crowd's
it.
up for it too.
Yeah, I think they definitely. So you mentioned new music. Is that the plan for the rest of the year? Just more new music?
Yeah,
more
I mean,
touring?
hopefully it'll be before, you know, hopefully by mid-year we'll have a bunch of new music out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, the EP is called Conversations, and it's about conversations that I've had with various people, and comes out on the 8th of April. I'm really excited. My second EP. Very fun songs to sing. I feel like I've really pushed my singing to the next level on this next project. Singing pretty high, like, I feel like I've really like pushed myself this one. So hopefully, you guys can hear that. Yeah.
And so what do you have in store for the rest of the year?
I am about to announce some things that I can't speak about at the moment.
Good. We'll
but
keep an eye out.
There's a lot about to happen.
I hope I make and finish an album, and more shows, go overseas. I don't know. That's it.
Album.
Yeah.
So
Love
we're
it.
just about finished that off. Once that's finished, we're gonna do an Australian tour later in the year. So
Yeah,
looking
sick.
forward to doing that. That's probably gonna be our biggest one we've ever done. So and then a bit of US, and then hopefully some festivals and stuff. So,
Nice.
Yeah, keep me
Awesome.
busy.
You know, we're planning on doing an album, so we're hoping on
Yeah,
getting that out
sick.
by the end of the year. Then just kind of spread out a few singles. Would love to like get over to America and UK as well.
Yeah, nice.
So try get there.
Awesome. Yeah, love it. Never ends for you guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna do some shows. We got a bunch of stuff. We just did this collaboration with Volley, so we're Mick's wearing them now actually. Yeah. We've got our own shoes out.
Yeah,
We've got
love
some
it.
snowboards coming out. We're really getting on the merch train.
Yeah.
We'll be in Toys R Us soon.
What's your favourite piece from all the new merch?
The snowboard's pretty
Yeah?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite piece, Will?
It's so hard to
But it's been it's going to be a good year. Yeah, we're trying to go overseas and do a bunch of shit.
You mentioned the new album coming out soon. I'm sure you don't want to talk too much about it and give it away, but can you give us a little teaser on what to expect?
It's actually fucked up good. Like, no
Love
one is
it.
ready.
Yeah.
No one's
love
ready.
it.
It's going to be historic.
Yeah.
One of the best Australian albums of all time. One of the
I'm
best
down.
debut albums of all time.
I'm
One of the
loving
most
what I'm
iconic
hearing.
collaborations of all time. Some of the
Oh.
best songwriting Australia has ever heard, / the world has ever heard.
I'm so
it's
excited
really
to hear it.
good.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I love the nanny shirt, by the way. That is all
Thank
time.
you.
Who was your favourite character?
Fran's mum, the one
mum.
that never
Oh,
stopped
yeah.
eating.
And she gets the plastic on the couch.
Yes,
We're like,
yes.
that's like-
I quote her on like a daily basis.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
I had a nan that did the exact same
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
it's great.
Mine was Niles though. I just
Yeah.
like she's fucking really quick-witted.
Yeah,
just
with
Mr.
CC.
Sheffield. Yeah, I think he just was doing March on The Simpsons. Mr. Sheffield.
So we have some rapid fire questions now. There's some like fun ones, some deeply
I'm
serious
really bad at this
ones.
stuff, so let's go.
So I'm going to start off with a deeply serious
Oh, shit.
one.
All right.
Probably the most serious question anyone has ever asked you in your entire life. Hannah Montana or Miley Cyrus?
Oh.
It's tough.
Miley Cyrus.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, I'm a big Miley fan. Yeah, we're big Miley.
In this moment, I'm going to say no.
Miley Cyrus.
Hannah Montana.
I like Hannah Montana. Yeah.
Miley for sure.
It's got to be Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Actually, no, fuck. That's the same person, right?
Yeah.
Well, when this is a true story. When we signed our first ever record deal, we were in America and they faxed the record deal over, Warner did, and
Yeah.
we needed pens to sign it. So we went into a discount store and there was Hannah Montana pens because it was the only pens I had.
Love
I still
it.
got it at home, so you'd have to say Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
And
Makes
then they
sense.
own the pens from there on out as well.
As well as
we
our
don't
music.
get to keep the pens
Yeah.
or anything else. That's
Yeah.
what we still do at the end.
Makes sense. It's thanks to Hannah that you're here. Love it.
Not 40 yet.
God, I just watched the movie recently and the last song. I think because at the end of the climb, spoiler alert, like Hannah rips off the wig and is like, guys, it's Miley. I think that's an amazing, awesome character development for Hannah because she's like, I just want to be real. So I'm like, Hannah, maybe, because like I also wanted to have her two lives.
Miley.
Miley.
Yeah.
We love Miley.
I love Miley so much.
She's so good.
I was listening to Slide Away and Nothing Breaks Like a Heart on my way here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide Away when she did it at like the VMAs with this like strings behind her and it was like black and white. Perfection. We
the
love
best.
Miley.
Please call
Love
me Miley.
Do it. Miley, Jack River. Make it happen.
Let's hook up.
It's going to
Both
happen.
literally and musically.
Your biggest musical influences?
I love Prince. God, probably music videos. Yeah, music television, music video. Caribou.
I really love Neil Young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Love
know.
it. Yeah.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Things that are coming to I don't know. The Chili Peppers.
Nice. Love it.
They're like
We
three,
love a mix.
a bunch of white males, which is so bad, but fuck it.
I think we all come from a pretty different sort of background in music. I kind of like the old school, like Beatles and Stones sort of stuff. Dom, you've grown up on a lot of the folky sort of stuff. Yeah.
Love like Paul Kelly, all that sort of stuff. Bit of storytelling things, but I feel like we've all kind of did it all together a bit.
Tame Impala, Charlie XCX. Who else? Claro? I don't know.
Tupac, J. Cole, Kendrick.
Beyonce is one of them. Sam Cooke, Stevie Wonder, Ella Fitzgerald. I'm a big fan of D'Angelo. And Sarah Vaughan. I really love jazz music as well. So yeah, Sarah Vaughan is one of my favorites.
Daft Punk, 100% Daft
Yeah.
Punk, because Daft Punk and the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Purely because of the melodies that make me feel something.
Yeah.
When I write music, it is all about melody and lyrics and what they mean. So those two groups for me,
Yeah.
and Phoenix,
Yeah,
as part
yeah.
of Daft Punk, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's it.
So,
Probably at the drive-in.
Sophie, the producer.
yeah.
Lana Del Rey. Kanye, Johnny Cash, and Dolly Parton.
Jay-Z.
The Bee Gees and Elton John.
And Nikki Webster.
Nicky Webster, love it.
And 50 Cent. You forgot you love 50
And 50 Cent was my first concert on the Get Rich or Die Trying era, highest selling debut hip hop album of all time. And I was lucky enough to be there when I was 12.
Yeah, sick.
Do you reckon 50 remembers you?
How could he forget?
Do you guys have a dream collaboration?
Dream collaboration would have to be with probably 50 Cent
or Nicky Webster.
Perfect. 50 Cent, Nicky Webster, and Dune Rats. How about that?
Yeah, that would sound fucking
That'd be
awful.
epic.
We've always wanted a big rapper, like Tyler the Creator, or something like that.
Yeah, love it.
No, I feel like just Jet. There's
Yeah,
Jet.
that'd be sick.
So many cool artists.
Yeah. Yeah,
with,
awesome.
Yeah.
J. Cole, probably. Yeah.
Drake.
I would love to do a song. It probably won't ever happen. My dream collaboration, I'd love to work with Jasmine Sullivan.
Damn, I don't know. I don't like the dream collaboration one because like, you never know how amazing something could be with someone until you actually get in with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet your heroes and they suck.
Yeah.
And sometimes you meet someone you never thought you'd meet and they're the greatest of all time.
What about the first concert you guys went to?
Roller coaster. Yeah, roller coaster.
Sick.
Mine was Nicky Webster.
Mine was 50 Cent. No, but also there was a guy called Don Ho who was a crooner in Hawaii. Literally was one of my first as well. So shout out to anyone, if anyone knows Don Ho.
Love it.
It was actually by accident. Like I was going through the city with my auntie and my uncle and my cousins, and we just heard this music playing, and we get to Martin Place in the city, and Arrested Development was having like a free concert outside, and Last Connection, couple of other bands and stuff.
That's
was
crazy.
playing.
Yeah.
It was like my first experience with live music, and it was just like I remember then like just feeling like this is what I want to do.
That's so awesome.
I was writing and stuff, but no one kind of knew that I was writing. And kind of feel that within me. But I also come from a background of like I do a lot of traditional dancing and stuff, so was always kind of on stages and stuff like that when I was younger. But as far as like rap or music, like in that sense, that was my first. I was probably about 13.
John Farnham, 1991.
Ooh, nice one.
Oh, I don't have. Oh, I love this song. I don't have some rope. You know when people are like, oh, what was your first album? So
Yeah.
like, oh, Simon and Garfunkel, so sophisticated. Like, yeah, you really knew that was awesome when you were like 7. Mine was Smash Hits 96, like a tragic. And I was always embarrassed to say so when people would answer with sophisticated, highbrow answers.
Big Day Out.
I think it was Craig David.
Yeah.
When he came to Australia.
Love it.
I don't even know what year that was. I would have been like 13 or 14 years old. Yeah, Craig David.
I reckon it would have been something with my parents. Like maybe, I mean, I went to a Bob Dylan one when I was very young.
Oh, sick.
So maybe that.
Yeah.
But like that's young enough that I don't even remember.
Right.
First proper one was Jungle Giant.
What about the best I was there. I shot them last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Love.
And what about the best concert you've ever been to?
Eminem takes the cake every time. Like I've seen Bone Thugs, I've seen Kendrick, I've seen YG. Like I've seen all of these artists, but I've seen Eminem twice now, and he's just the best lab. And he's not even like one of my favorite rappers. But
that's crazy.
Best performer ever.
Yeah. Mine was Panau.
Nice.
When I had no idea at the one night stand.
Mine was Major Lazer at Southbound.
Like Splendor, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking of other artists and stuff, but Splendor in the Grass is where I just formed my musical identity. Yeah.
Dune Rats. So you say fucking 50 Cent, so my God.
It's my first time seeing Dune Rats play. We didn't know, but Cram was coming up to play drums for us. So I was like, I guess I'm unemployed. And then, so I went down and watched the band for the first time. And then we had Andy, the Bennies. He was just off his face on pingers, telling everyone to get down on the floor. And then Tyler from Luca Brasi's in Tasmania trying to play his guitar, but on Brett's like stringy strap. So he's boinging around. Andy's on pingers like, get on the floor. And Cram's just fucking doing his thing. And that would got to be my favourite concert I've ever seen.
Makes sense.
He could have just said Dune Rats, but anyway.
I'd say that would probably be the last big day out I went to watching Pearl Jam. 2-hour set, and it was actually a really inspiring performance. Like all the theatrics, like rocky songs, a few quieter ones as well. It's just nice.
I'm gonna say I went to Daft Punk Alive.
Sick.
In Sydney, and that was epic. That kind of changed my whole world and perspective on what I wanted to do. But I went and saw Elton John years ago,
sick,
and he played for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy
It's
shit.
a long
So that
ass
was
set.
really cool too.
Yeah, he's great live.
Maybe Park Life 2007.
Love it.
I saw Rosalia once at Austin City Limits in Texas, and that was a really good show. But I'm also a massive Rosalia fan, so I think that positive biased my opinion.
Love it.
But that was up there for sure.
I went to one when I was young, Daft Punk 2007. That was mad. The first time I saw Jay-Z in 2011, also crazy. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City tour. That was maybe the rowdiest crowd I've ever seen because it was such a tiny venue. They booked the show before he blew up, and he blew up before the show happened.
Yeah.
So it felt like the walls were going to cave in.
Yeah.
So I'd say those three, bro. Yeah.
What about, is there an album that's had the most impact on you by another artist?
I think it would be MGMT's Oracular Spectacular.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite albums. It's just what I think of as a good album that has so many moments and things, and it was the soundtrack to my teen years, so I love that one.
But I listened to a lot of albums, actually. Maybe Learnerism. That was massive for us.
We were actually just talking about this on the way in. The first Savage Garden album. We love that one.
It.
Probably Inner Speaker by Tame Impala. Just the gateway.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
I'd say Easy Does It by Eazy-E. That album got me into rapping when I was younger. Hearing Easy Does It was I was like, what is this? And I just went straight to my room and I started writing. So I'd say that had the biggest influence on me.
Probably the OC soundtrack.
Yeah, love it. What about, growing up OC, if you could create the soundtrack for any TV show or film, what would you love to create the soundtrack for?
I mean, I loved the OC soundtrack. I love the Euphoria soundtrack and that show. That would be very cool to contribute to.
Maybe Spirited Away. Something like that, where it's not really me making the music, but I can just have fun.
I would love to soundtrack Australia. Baz Luhrmann. I feel like I watched it not too long ago, and I think it'd be really cool to do some music for that.
Yeah, it'd be epic.
Oh, that's a good question. I've actually just started watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And it's so fucked up and ominous.
Yeah.
It's that'd be cool because it's very different to what I do.
Yeah.
My stuff is so fun and poppy and summery, so something completely different. Sick. So The Walking Dead.
That'd be so awesome.
Oh. Damn. I mean, I really love films, and I love looking at a scene or a setting and colors and textures and imagining how it would be curated.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, TV's a bit different. And it's very complicated, the scoring. It's usually it's choosing a record. It's playlisting and then filling the spaces with an orchestral composition that suits the mood without dominating the dialogue.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd say Pulp Fiction, but the Pulp Fiction soundtrack's already perfect. Yeah.
Would you rather be a Spice Girl or a Backstreet Boy?
Spice Girl.
Spice Girl.
The Backstreet Boy.
Backstreet Boy.
Because it would just be so funny.
Yeah. In the all-white outfits in the airport singing. I love that for
Heaps
you.
of hair gel.
Spice Girl.
I reckon Backstreet Boy, like blonde tips.
Spice Girl.
A Spice Girl for sure.
A Spice Girl.
Spice Girl.
What would your Spice big name be?
What would my Spice Girl name be? Man, I don't know. I don't know what it would be.
Maybe Spider Spice?
Spider Spice. Love it. Love it.
Mad Cunt Spice. I don't know.
Love it.
Dirty. Mixed Spice.
I'd be Stinky Spice. Yeah. Like Old Spice deodorant.
I'd be
I'm just going with alliteration. I'm thinking Surfy Spice.
Yeah.
Or something.
Amazing.
I was thinking more Curly Spice for you.
Yeah.
Curly Spice, I like.
Love it.
Swap that out.
I usually get categorized as the sporty one for some. I don't know why. So I'm going with sporty.
I'd be Spicy Spice. That would be me.
Yeah.
Spicy Spice. And yeah, definitely not the Backstreet Boys. Like, they're all pretty washed up right now. So
I don't know. Fruity Spice?
Raunchy Spice. Turbo Spice. No, I'd be Turbo Spice.
Nice. That sounds like a good artist name.
Lanky Spice.
Do you have like any guilty music pleasures?
Guilty music pleasures. I don't know if I really feel guilty. I think my music taste is pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually. So I don't know if I feel guilty. I think
the secret Hannah Montana listening sessions.
Oh yeah, the 7 things I hate about you.
Yeah.
I listen to that quite a bit.
Banger, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
it's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And it's also like her first song, and it was like kind of rock.
It was.
And then
it
she
was-
went pop for like a
It
decade.
was
Now she's
so.
back to rock.
It's
yeah.
so like she's just so versatile.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I
For
think.
sure.
Yeah, the Hannah Montana soundtracks are, I guess, my
Love
guilty
it,
pleasure.
Love it.
Yeah, quite a few. Like I often, I don't know if it's guilty or not, but I love Ed Sheeran, and I like put on his slow ones in the car, and I'm on my own, and just like get really emotional. Or Missy Higgins. That's probably my two.
Love
But,
it.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. I don't feel guilty though.
Yeah.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
I used to think Cardi B was mine, but then everyone turned out they fucking
love
love
it,
Cardi
yeah.
B. So that and what else?
I like Danny's old band, The Villains of Will.
Don't look up that. Anyway,
Look it up. What about an artist you think has had the most influence on the music industry?
We need some help.
Like, I'd love to get some. We're calling in a friend for this one. This is the question is, what artist has had the biggest influence on the music industry?
I'd have to say.
Fucking Shannon Knoll. I don't know.
I reckon
I mean, like,
more-
yes, some sophisticated answer like
What
Aretha
about that-
Franklin
do you
or
remember that beatboxer, that rapper?
Joel Turner.
Joel Turner.
Fucking Joel Turner.
I mean, in the last 10 years, it'd have to be Drake.
Yeah.
I would say he's changed
Yeah.
so much of pop music and rap music.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be my thing.
I would say like right now, a few people like Jay-Z,
Mhm.
Beyonce, and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Taylor
Love it.
especially, I love her so much. And
I love Taylor.
She's an incredible businesswoman.
Yes.
She is rewriting the rules.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that we'll kind of look back on her as like a phenomenal, like we already know that about her, but she's a phenomenal businesswoman that's changing the way the industry
Literally,
works. Yeah.
yes. That's always my answer when everyone asks me. I'm always like Taylor.
Sweet.
On the whole music industry, I'd like to say like the Beatles
Yeah.
from the kind of get-go, just kind of revolutionizing kind of rock and roll and
Yeah.
bringing it into like pop. Anyone else you can think of?
I'd say Leadbelly is probably one of the most revolutionary artists that there's been. Like, from all his music, you hear like the people after, like decades after, covering his songs and taking his riffs, melodic hooks and all that. So, bit of an odd one, but
Yeah, no,
he's,
I do.
Yeah, very underrated.
Yeah.
Probably biased, but like Tame Impala or Charlie, because like Charlie's gone full like industry, then gone stepped away, and then come back and is like making songs, but like taking songs from others, and then Tame is like this. It's like if you listen to Tame, you kind of listen to like the underworld. Like my sister doesn't know who Tame Impala is, but like majority of people do, and they can headline Coachella. It's wild.
I'd say Michael Jackson, yeah. Michael Jackson, he's like one of my all-time favorite artists, and you see it time and time again. Like even rappers, like their music videos or something is heavily influenced by Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'd have to say Mike. Yeah.
Matt Kobie, from what I've seen, he's been doing some really like amazing stuff.
For sure.
Like, you know, with Brother, that was like a hectic song, but now he's like gone into producing and started a record label, and just watch it and what he's done and how he's affected my life and not just my life, but other people's lives as well. Like just doing what he loves to do. I think he's really done a lot for the Australian music industry.
I don't know. I've been really getting into David Bowie just because there's so many albums and so much. Like everyone knows the surface of David Bowie. I've got a little boy and I've been like reading books about him, and there's like kids books about David Bowie, and I've learned a lot from the kids books. But there's just so much music to dive into there. So like I think he's like phenomenal in like not only like how he wrote music and how he performed it, but like his lifestyle and like how he brought it out into that live element. Yeah, so he's a big one.
I agree.
I mean, immediately I think of like Prince, Immediately I think of Kanye. Immediately I think of bands like At the Drive-In. So that's probably the spectrum for me.
Sophie. People wouldn't know Sophie has had such an impact, but she did.
Final one is the moment you knew you wanted to be a musician.
My brother, who's older than me, my older brother brought home a single by Daft Punk called Around the World. And it's the first electronic song that I ever listened to, because he was into Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that kind of stuff, which I love, and Foo Fighters and stuff. And then I heard Around the World. I was like, it's an 8-minute version. I was like,
I think I wanted to be a few different things, but yeah, just growing up and going to shows, just seeing like the magical exchange between singers and songwriters, and like the impact that music had on me as a teenager made me want to do something similar, and yeah, just followed the path. So here we are.
Maybe when I got like an electronic weird drum kit for Christmas.
When I recorded my first ever track when I was 14, not expecting anyone to really like it or anything like that, and then coming to school next week and just everyone had it on their phones, and I thought like, yeah, like sort of, yeah, I seen people was backing it, and within myself I was like, I could actually do something with this.
I always grew up singing in church with my family, or musicians obviously, and I sing every day pretty much, but I guess the first time I performed was, or maybe, I don't think it was my first time I performed, but I got a role in my high school's production of Hairspray when I was in year 7.
Who'd you play?
The principal was like, oh, if you like to sing, you should audition, and I ended up getting the lead role of Seaweed J Stubbs. The Run and Tell that. I remember learning the choreography and the songs, and workshopping the harmonies and everything with the other singers and the other kids that I was friends with, and just getting after like doing all the rehearsals and then performing on stage. I was like, this is what I'm really doing. Yeah.
First show I ever went to, big day out, Boiler Room, watching Ajax, The Presets, and Soul Axe.
When I was at an all-day concert when I was like 14.
Love it.
And I had this That's So Raven moment.
Oh my God.
Where I had like a flash
I
to
love
the
that
future.
So Raven.
I wanted to be a rapper once I realized that you could like be good at English and poetry and poems and writing rhymes and not be able to actually sing, and that was some avenue into music.
Love it.
And ever since then,
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
This is our bass player, Liam Brown. Can you give us a little beatbox?